Who poisoned the South China Sea? In the Philippines, cyanide fishing is a common practice. It has caused great harm to the health of fishermen and the marine environment. It often kills the fish and can kill corals and other reef organisms in the process. It also presents a risk to human health through direct exposure and the consumption of contaminated fish and food products. Recently, cyanide fishing has appeared frequently in the news in the Philippines, but the finger is pointing at China. So, who poisoned the South China Sea? In the early 1960s, with the increasing demand for ornamental fish in Western countries such as the United States, Britain, and Germany, archipelago countries rich in fishery resources such as the Philippines have gained broad business opportunities. Of the 40 countries that export tropical fish, Indonesia and the Philippines supply at least 85% of ocean fish to the world's aquariums. Cyanide was brought to Indonesia by Philippine fishers to collect the high-value fish. In order to make money faster, the convenient cyanide fishing method has become popular among some fishermen. These fishermen sprayed cyanide at the target fish, and after being affected, the fish will become disoriented and slow in reaction, and eventually will be easily captured. The effects of cyanide on corals are deadly. An ocean without coral is no different from a graveyard for sea creatures. In fact, since the 1930s, Filipino fishermen began to practice muro-ami fishing and blast fishing. These practices have also been performed on fish bastion corals, which have caused irreversible damage. To alleviate the marine crisis, the Philippine government once introduced a series of laws and regulations to prohibit those destructive fishing practices. However, according to the relevant sources, law enforcement in the Philippines is lax, and illegal fishing practices continue to this day. So it's evident that destructive fishing practices are still prevalent methods of capturing marine resources in the Philippines. It is hoped that the Philippines can make wise decisions that are in the long-term interests of its fishermen, rather than continuing the farce in the South China Sea.